Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and a what we eat for dinner in a week. Finally, I'm going to be back at it. We were sick and exhaustion was just crazy and super busy. So I'm hoping that we can kind of get back into the swing of things on doing these. Get back into the swing of cooking decent meals because, we spent like 2 weeks of being sick and living off of like boxed mac and cheese and junk. Obviously not me because I eat low carb. So if you are new here, in these videos I try to show you how I combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are best with from the food bank to make hopefully well-balanced, well-rounded, generally low-carb meals. I have to eat low carb because I am type 2 diabetic after having 3 pregnancies of gestational diabetes. And my husband recently got some blood work that wasn't great, and so he has stepped into this low-carb journey with me. He's a little less strict than I am, but that's fine. He's doing it more for long-term health. I can't eat a whole lot of carbs. But anyway, we also try to just generally eat low carb as a family because it's easier for me as the sole cook in the house to make one meal. And because of our family history of diabetes, heart disease, weight issues, cancer, like literally everything, we are choosing to try to encourage our kids in this lifestyle as well. So for tonight's dinner, it is Monday night. Tonight we are having a sheet pan meal, and this is broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, cabbage from our garden, a bag of frozen Brussels sprouts, and then 1 package of the smoked sausage from Aldi. And I just chopped it all up, sliced it. This was a really quick one to throw in the oven. I cut everything up, drizzled it really, really well with oil, and then I put on this, which I think this is like a Mrs. Dash knockoff from Aldi. And since it's salt-free, I added salt to this as well. So with this, I will tell you white rice or brown rice with this is really good, like under it, or egg noodles is also really, really good under it. Boil either one of those in broth or bone broth, and it is delicious. It's so good. Add some minced onion, like dried minced onion to it before you cook it. Yum. So for tonight, we are camping out in the backyard tonight for the first time in a couple of months. Because it's been so hot and we are finally getting some nice cool weather. So we are camping out tonight and probably for the next 3 to 4 nights. So I needed something easy. And so I literally chopped all this up, threw it on the pan, and then I went out and set the tin up and put the sleeping bags in the tin and got kind of everything set up while this was going. So I came in, I set it at 400 degrees. I came in about 20 minutes and stirred it, and then another 20 minutes and stirred it. And I would say maybe another 5-10 minutes and it was done. Like I said, this is a nice one. This is something I usually don't make in the summer because I have to turn the oven on. I really try not to turn the oven on in the summer. But since it's been cool, I was just craving this for some reason. I'm craving winter foods. So, I was happy to get this out and going. So that is Monday night. We'll see you tomorrow night. It is Tuesday night, and we are doing Taco Tuesday. We have been on a roll with this. It's delicious. Tonight I did something slightly different with the meat, and I did 2 pounds of ground turkey because I wanted leftovers. And then to that, usually I add a drained can of black beans, but today I did a can of refried beans. And I know that beans are not on the super low-carb option, but to me, mixing a can into 2 pounds of meat, I'm really not going to get a whole lot. I'll maybe get 1/4 of a cup, which I think was like 8 grams of carbs, and really that's a maybe. I kind of doubt that I'm even going to get that much. So it's just a really good way of stretching your meat to make it go a little bit further. Cooked lentils is another option on stretching your meat as well. But like I said, I really wanted leftovers because I may end up doing like nachos for the kids tomorrow or taco dip for the kids tomorrow for lunch. So, So I give the kids a choice of tacos, taco salad, or taco dip. And taco dip is just taco salad without the lettuce. So not exactly the healthiest, well-balanced thing with vegetable-wise, but, you know. So, yeah, some of the kids choose different things. My 5-year-old decided, he said he wasn't super hungry tonight, so I didn't make him a whole lot. He's actually getting probably less than the 2-year-old, but, yeah. And then once again, they're in paper bowls because we're going to eat them out at our backyard camp out. So, yeah. I think that's all there really is to say about tacos. It's not really complicated, so we'll see you tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, and we are camping out again. So we did hot dogs over the backyard fire. There's a couple of kinds. These are just kind of standard hot dogs, and those are a little lower carb. And then sauces to go on them. We're going to do coleslaw. That cabbage is from our garden, which is super exciting. And then I did cheesy cauliflower. I was going to use one of the fondue cheeses that we picked up from the food bank the other day to make this, but I opened them both up and they both smelled bad. I even tasted one just to make sure that it wasn't like just a funky cheese, but no, they were bad. So unfortunately I had to toss both of those. But I had a bunch of random cheese scraps from like a fancy charcuterie cheese board thingy that we got from a food bank a while back. And then just some cheddar cheese, and yeah, just kind of made my own sauce for it. It looks delicious. So I may also pull out some chips just because we have so many from the food pantry. So I may pull those out as well. But that is Wednesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night, and we are having breakfast for dinner. And once again, we're going to be out at the fire eating. This is the last night because I'm tired and my back has about had it. So yeah. And it's also supposed to start raining tomorrow. So tonight for breakfast for dinner, there's our plates. We have 2-year-old, just to kind of give an idea of how much I give them, 2-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old boy, 10-year-old boy, and almost 13-year-old girl. And then there's mine. So there's some differences to make mine low carb. The kids are having sausage, eggs with cheese, the rest of the powdered donuts from the food pantry, and then canned pears from the food pantry. The meat is also from the food pantry. The eggs and cheese are ours. To make mine low carb, I'm having the sausage and eggs, but then I'm having fried cabbage that I fried in the sausage grease, and that just looks so good. I may end up having some more than that. And then I had the pouch of the keto cupcake muffin cake mix recipe, and I made it up. And what I did is I took and did like half the batter and then put just like a dollop of peanut butter on it, and then put the other half of the batter in each muffin cup, and then kind of swirled them around with a chopstick, just to kind of make them something slightly different. But yeah, that is it for tonight. There is leftover sausage. There's leftover cabbage. There's some pears left in that can, so they can always come back in and get seconds if they want more of what's left. But someone had asked me about serving sizes and like what we have left over, so I figured I would delve into that a little bit more. So yeah, that is Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Friday night, and Friday night at our house means pizza night. Sometimes it's homemade, sometimes it's store-bought. We almost never go out for pizza, like order pizza in. We live too far away for anyone to deliver to us anyway, and it's crazy expensive, so we just don't. So tonight is kind of like a cross between the two. This is that loaf of, I think it was Asiago cheese bread from Panera that we got from the food pantry. And I actually sliced it 3 times. Normally I would just cut it like in half, but this was really thick. I mean, it was like probably 3-4 inches thick. So I went ahead and cut it 3 slices deep and made it pizzas. So there's a meat lovers, and it has leftover sausage patty from last night crumbled up, some bacon bits, and pepperoni. This one is pineapple, the last of the pineapple from the food pantry, and pepperoni, and then this one is pineapple and bacon bits. With that, we're gonna have green beans fresh from the garden, and And those I steam them until they're kind of tender, and then I take the lid off and let them cook in the pan and let them brown just a little bit, and then I add in minced garlic, turn the heat off, and let the minced garlic cook from the heat of the pan. Obviously, this is not low carb. My husband is not home tonight. Otherwise, I would be making him and I a low carb pizza, but I'm tired. It's been a really long day. Tomorrow's going to be an even longer day, so I'm not making me pizza. I have the Keto air fryer chicken nuggets in the air fryer right now. That is, I will write that description down in the recipe in the show notes for you, because it's a really nice, easy one. I make them way too often, and I will eat those and green beans, and that's it. And that's fine with me. For tonight is the one night a week that we do dessert. We always do pizza, we watch a movie, the kids sit in the living room and eat dinner, and like picnic style, and we have dessert the one night a week. So I still had that from the food pantry, and y'all are gonna maybe think I'm a little bit nuts. This expired last year. Like, it's almost a year old. We're gonna do this. Air quotes, expired. I opened it up. It smells completely fine. I modified the recipe a little bit, and I'm trying it out. It's supposed to be like a brittle where you spread it out really thin and bake it hot, and it gets kind of crunchy. And I decided to try something different because the kids were meh on it. So there they are. I added the oil that the recipe called for and 1 egg. And I'm going to bake them more like cookies, and we're going to see what they do. So, I mean, the worst that happens is they still taste amazing. They're just a weird texture. I don't know. So, yeah. That is dinner for Friday night. I am going to say tomorrow we are going over to friend's house for a cookout for dinner. They are making hot dogs. I think she said they were going to smoke a turkey. We are going to take green beans from our garden and cucumbers. I'm going to make like a cucumber salad from our garden, and I may end up making coleslaw as well because I have cabbages that are out in the garden and could be used for that. So I will not be filming tomorrow. Because of that, I may end up going ahead and filming on Sunday. Normally I don't because we eat the same thing every Sunday, but it's been a while since I filmed, so I will try to remember to film on Sunday when I make dinner Sunday. So that is Friday night. We'll see you Sunday. All right, it is Sunday night. So Saturday we did that cookout with friends. I took a big bowl of homegrown green beans, and those were almost completely gone. A big bowl of cucumbers that was almost completely gone. Some cookies from some bagged mix, the leftover ones that I made on Friday night, and then some bags of chips. And we had a blast. It was a great time. So we are to Sunday. Sundays, I don't cook. So Sunday morning, I pull out a bunch of random breakfast stuff, and I let the kids pick and choose what they want. And I usually do that, and then I can be getting ready for church. Then Sunday afternoon when we get home from lunch, I pull out all of the leftovers from the week. And sometimes there's plenty, and then there's days like today where we had 2 hot dogs and some leftover pizza and some random veggies. But we made it work. My kids aren't huge lunch eaters on Sunday for whatever reason. So then Sunday night for dinner, my 2 oldest are at youth group right now, and they won't get home until about 8. So I just leave this out for them for when they get home, but I will make plates for the little ones, and I even bust out the paper plates back there. But I pull out like charcuterie board stuff is the best I can describe it. And once again, I call them in, I line up their 3 plates, and I'll say, who wants this, who wants this, who wants this, and I let them eat whatever they want. I generally try to make sure there's some fruit and some protein, some carbs. There's usually not a whole lot of vegetables, but it's one meal from the week, no big deal. So let me show you what all I've got pulled out. There's prunes. These are dehydrated apples that we had gotten some huge apples from the food bank, and so I just went ahead and dehydrated those. There's raisins from Aldi, dates from the food pantry, graham crackers from the food pantry, and on those we've got peanut butter or They will eat it with goat cheese. Sometimes this is the goat cheese from Aldi. And we just use it sparingly because it's kind of expensive for what it is. But like usually I'll buy like 3 of the tube things of it and it'll last us at least a couple of weeks, at least. There's hard salami. There's these turkey meat sticks from Aldi. There's in-shell peanuts and in-shell pistachios. Both of those were from the food pantry. These Cheetos were from the food pantry. I usually try to get out some kind of chip of some kind, crackers, something along those lines. This is sourdough Dutch baby pancake. If you want the recipe for that, Farmhouse on Boone. Excellent recipe, a nice, super quick and easy breakfast that uses lots of eggs. There's a jar of home canned pickles that didn't seal, so I pulled those out. They were in the refrigerator. And then I always try to have something like slightly desserty. So this is that tray of chocolates from the food pantry. These were Hershey Kisses that a neighbor gave us a bag of because he loves my kids. And then yes, these are Easter Reese's Cups. And they've been around since Easter this year. They've just been in the refrigerator, so they've kept just fine. So yeah, once again, I just let the kids pick and choose whatever they want, and they, it completely depends on the kid on what they pick. I usually have cheese out, but I don't have any right now, just for some more protein. But I fill their plates, and then they are allowed to come back in and get whatever they want over and over. Usually it's handfuls of dried apples for whatever reason. They are only allowed 2 prunes though, because prunes, we know what those do. So that is our week of dinners. I'm so glad to be back at doing this. Next week, I intend on doing it again. It will be a wing it week, just in that I haven't been to the grocery store in a while. We do have 2 food pantries next week, so that will help. But yeah, the fridge and the freezers are starting to look pretty skimpy. So yeah, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching this. Let me know what meals you liked. I'll try to remember to put relevant recipes in the show notes, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.